Brewster Madrid's mission is very important because it acknowledges that not all students think alike and therefore not all students should learn alike. Our preparation is also very intentional. It's intentional not just to work with individual students so that they can learn the way that they need to learn, but the intent is also to arm students with the skills and habits of mind that they need in order to be highly purposeful adults. What does purposeful mean? It means that they are acting on their own talents in service to the needs of others. The story of Brewster Madrid is really the story also of Brewster Academy. So the story began in 1820 when a small frontier town and its people decided that they needed a school, and they founded this lovely little school that came to be known as Brewster Academy. Over the course of a couple hundred years, Brewster Academy got incredibly good at serving students the way they needed to be served. As the head of school at Brewster Academy, I recognized in 2015 that it would be important to bring this education to more people in the world. In 2018, we selected Madrid as our first site for what would become a group of international campuses of Brewster Academy. In 2021, a small group of us arrived in Spain and worked on hiring teachers and enrolling students and developing our facilities. And on September 7th, 2023, we opened with 153 students in our inaugural year. Our campus is located in Chambéry, which is a lovely neighborhood in downtown Madrid. We're an historic campus that had its first use as a homeopathic hospital and a palace. It's quite spectacular. We have students ranging in age from age 3 until age 18, and those students come from 23 different countries. It is a very international school, though we do teach in a decidedly American way, which is to say our classrooms are remarkably student-centered. Students are trained to be extremely good collaborators. We focus on creativity, collaboration, and most importantly, very strong communication skills from our youngest students all the way through to our oldest. We have an AP program as well as we'll be bringing an IB program online in the fall of 2024. When parents ask me what the application process is like at Brewster Madrid, I let them know that it's actually a pretty intensive process. We ultimately focus on 3 matters. Number 1, can we challenge and support the applicant? 2, will the child and his or her family engage with us in the educational act that is Brewster Madrid? And 3, will the child add value to our community? And while it seems that those are easy questions to answer, what we found in our first cycle of enrollment was that these questions take some time to answer. As a consequence of our efforts, we enrolled 153 mission appropriate students, all of whom are getting what he or she needs in our school. But with some of those students, it took quite a bit of time to understand the parents, to understand the child, to understand the match. But we take the matter of match very seriously. One of our key differentiators is that we are truly a deeply student-centered school, which means that our job as educators is to, first and foremost, to understand students as learners. Second, to help them to understand themselves as learners. And third, to work with others who have different kinds of minds than themselves in the classroom so that they all of our students benefit from the presence of others. Particularly in Madrid, we are really the one thing not like all the others when it comes to schools and our relationship with parents. We partner radically with parents. We want parents to let us know when their children are struggling at home. We want parents to let us know when kids come home and have had a bad day. We want to let parents know when kids have had a bad day at school. We want to make sure that parents are really well read into our perception of children, and we expect parents to really help us to understand their children more fully. The consequence of these conversations is a really rich partnership that emerges, and parents appreciate this because they realize that we are all in this together, helping to raise this next generation. When parents ask me for advice about how they can get to know Brewster Madrid, I say the same to everyone. I encourage people to call, sign up for a visit day, have a tour, meet with an admissions officer, meet with me, meet with any of the other senior administrators to really start understanding what makes us different. And should their children be interested in seeing what school is really like, we have visit days that have been immensely effective in showing what we actually do. They can sit in on classes with a host. They can eat in our dining hall. They can play on our playground. They can get a sense of what the culture and climate is among the students who are already here. And we've had this year, we've had this fall, we've had 7 visit days. All 7 students have arrived within the next week because what we're doing here really matters and is really hopeful and is what I found from all of the students who joined us in September, late in the enrollment cycle, was that they look back with such gratitude that they had the opportunity to come and see us because that made all the difference for them.